Here's a bit more good news. Tesla's new vision-based Autopark feature impresses in first tests. One of my friends actually scratched her car, her Tesla, when she tried the Autopark feature maybe 4 years ago. So after hearing that, I have never even attempted to really try the Autopark feature, but once I get this one, I will definitely give it a try. And I would tend to agree with Omar here. Analysts are so busy trying to predict Tesla's Q1 auto sales that they are missing the 800-pound gorilla of FSD walking through the room. And I have been seeing so many things like this. Tesla FSD 12.3 is incredible. Even in New York City, over the last 5 days, I have driven nearly 100 miles through Manhattan, so that's a lot of driving. Queens and Brooklyn, the streets are crowded with pedestrians. Obviously, it's New York City. Construction, cyclists, migrants on electric scooters and bikes, delivery drop-offs, beggars, etc. My only inputs were reversing so that the Tesla has room to pull out off-side street parking spot. Okay, so I don't really count that as an intervention. A few accelerator presses that were not needed but may have helped me avoid a few honks. So, okay, not safety related really. It could have been a robotaxi already so far. But there was one disengagement to reroute away from a closed street. So also not a safety related intervention. So if he is not making stuff up, if he's being completely honest about everything here, during these 100 miles, basically this Tesla vehicle could have operated almost as a robotaxi, pretty much. At least it would not have hurt anyone. Maybe it would have been honked at, but no lives would have been lost. So I think you have to really pay attention to FSD now. Omar says, I didn't really notice any improvements in 12.3.1, but noticed some strange new behaviors. Mostly the same, though. More testing may be needed by me to spot any changes. This headline from Electric is, I don't know, I'm not sure I'm a fan of it. Tesla is no longer compute constrained, running out of excuses for self-driving. But the actual article is actually not that negative. I mean, it's not positive, but it's not really that negative in theory. He says, Fred from Electric, it makes sense to me, this approach that Tesla is doing. If Tesla's approach is the right one, now that everything is powered with neural nets, and now that it has the computing power to train the neural nets, we should see a massive increase in the rate of improvement. And therefore, I would add to that in the uptake of FSD when people buy vehicles. Because, I mean, if that guy was telling the truth and he drove 100 miles in Manhattan, in New York City, in one of the most difficult cities to drive in all of the USA, and he had basically no safety related interventions, I think people will find it a very useful feature to start using every single day. Electric continues, but we need to see that happen now, meaning solving FSD, because there are no more excuses after this. In the meantime, check out Fisker. It's not doing great. Fisker stock halted after news of a life-saving deal collapsing triggered a quick 28% drop in share price. Like I said earlier, I don't think it's a buying opportunity when it comes to Fisker stock. The stock is still dropping, and I believe they will go out of business unless someone wants to just purchase them for some incredibly not wise reason. Lucid, though, does not appear to be the next EV maker to fall. Lucid just secured a $1 billion lifeline from the Saudis.